Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your boy Flyer69 coming to you guys today with my post-draft Toronto Maple Leafs ideal offseason. Now, just because I say it's an ideal offseason doesn't mean if they don't make these moves, it's not a good offseason. I just have to state that because some people like to take it that way. No. The Leafs can still have a good offseason without making literally any of these moves. Anyway, let's waste no more time. Let's get straight into the moves. Obviously, the Leafs had not a bad draft because they got rid of Mrazek's contract. Even though they traded down with the Blackhawks, they got rid of the contract and traded down to early second round, but they got picked 38. But it was still a good move, and they got rid of Mrazek. That opened up some cap space and a little bit of flexibility. Well, they were still strapped with the money I had to work with. We were still strapped. We still had to make a ton of moves, but it was a lot more doable. So let's look at our RFA signings. We obviously re-signed Rasmus Sandin. They are having trouble trying to get Sandin back, but he's getting him 3x3. I think that's just going to be safe. You might have to overpay him a little bit, but for the better. And then you see Dylan Strome from the Chicago Blackhawks. He might just be unqualified and enter at free agency as unrestricted. That's a good chance, but I did a trade that sent a 4th round pick to Chicago just to give them something. They'll probably take it just to get something out of them. So we get him for 3x3 just like Sandin, and we kept Casa for also $3 million for 2 years. Still a very good role piece for the team. He can be a beast. And another Chicago Blackhawk, we brought in Dominic Kubalik. He's more likely going to be unrestricted, so we didn't give Chicago anything. We just got him and for 2.7 per 2 years, and we re-signed Pierre Engvall for 1 year, $1.3 million. That was basically all the money I basically had left. And the UFA, how did we take to the goalie round? You can see right there, Eric Comrie. But who will be the starting goaltender? Let's scroll down a bit, if it let me. Why is this not scrolling? There we go. Jack Campbell re-signed, $5.2 million per 4 years. To be honest, there wasn't much other options. You had to pay Jack Campbell. Kemper's going to want more money than Campbell. And I really didn't want to give Campbell this offer, but they need goalie. You can't risk. You can't just let him walk and have no goalie, because on the trade block, there's not very many good goalies available. So you just had to repay Jack Campbell, even if it's I think an overpay. And yeah, he wants that type of money. I still think it's an overpay for too many years. Still a great goalie, don't get me wrong, but that's kind of an overpay. It's just an overpay, but you have to do it. You have to do it. They have no other option. Their hands are kind of tied. Kemper, he's too much money. Campbell, he's cheaper, but he's still, in a couple years too, I think he's going to be worth the money. I don't know. For 4 years, a little bit risky, but you just got to do it. You have to do it. They don't have much other options. You have to get him back. He's going to be cheaper than Kemper, probably easier to get than Kemper, but you have to get him back. No matter what, you have to get him. Now let's look at these trades. And you can see right there, Alexander Kerfoot, he got traded. We need to create cap space, so we just sent him to Nashville for a 3rd and a 5th. Easy as that. How you doing? Keep it moving. Obviously, I already touched up on Dylan Strome, getting a 4th round pick from him from Chicago. And Columbus, we sent Jake Muzzin and a 6th. We got back a 2023 3rd. Do I even think they would get that much in a return? Maybe. They could get more. I'm not so sure what the market is really for Jake Muzzin. He was the only defenseman we traded because we got Sandin back, and the defensive market and free agency, I'm not a big fan of. Yeah, we could probably make a trade for a defenseman, but you were just better off also trading Muzzin compared to Hull, even though maybe Hull's the worst defenseman. Muzzin just gets paid more, and we need to create cap space to really strengthen up that top 9 and get Campbell back. So he basically had to go. And obviously Dominic Kubalik, we just said he hit unrestricted free agency, and we just picked him up. Obviously, we have 3 third-round picks, so in the middle of the season during the deadline, you could probably do something with those picks and maybe get someone at the deadline, but we would see. And now here are the lines. You got obviously the first line, Bunting, Matthews, and Marner. Bunting's contracts could be up next year. They're going to have to worry about that. And then Kubalik, second line with Tavares and Nylander. Just look at the top 9. It's just so much better. Even the lines 1 through 4, they're all so much better. I think they would be a very good. Obviously, they're already good offensively, but they're so much more in depth. They could be so much better than, and maybe get past the first round. I know that's pushing it, but this offense can get you that. It's just defensively is a little bit of the troublesome with this poverty defense and for this poverty franchise. Morgan Rielly, 7.5 for 8 more years. He's obviously the number 1 defenseman for Toronto, as he should be. Obviously, Justin Hall. Then you got Sandy and Liljegren. They're going to be the future of this defense as well. They have great futures. And Giordano, absolute beauty for the Maple Leafs to take that pay cut for $800K for 2 years. And obviously, TJ Brody. I did try and look to trade him, but then I'm like, he probably doesn't have much value compared to Muzzin. I tried trading him over Muzzin, but we just traded Muzzin because he has probably a little more value than Brody. Probably, if I had to guess. I could be wrong, I'm not so sure. Also, we signed Eric Comrie. He's a good, solid, young goaltender who actually has not bad stats. So, I mean, might as well plug him in for a backup goalie. If Campbell starts being rocky, I mean, there's a chance maybe he becomes a beast. I don't think that would be like he turns into what Jack Campbell was. I don't know about that, but he could be a very salvageable good goaltender for them to be the backup and plug in when they need him to play. And cheap. He's going to be cheap. So I think that's a great move for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and I think the team gets better. Now, would they go for a cup run? I don't know. There's still holes they need to fix. I still think they need to bring in another defenseman. You could do that in the deadline or whatever. Just try and find a way to strengthen up this defense, get defense in front of Campbell, and make a run there for the finals or in the playoffs. I just said Toronto Maple Leafs in the finals. This is not NHL 22. I mean, Toronto in the finals. It's almost like seeing the Flyers hoist the cup. That ain't gonna happen in my lifetime. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe buttons. I'll see you guys for the next one.